turning point this year, no pun intended, to be honest, was the work that a lot of you did in the grassroots back in Vegas. I believe that if the RNC was under current hands, if Rana still would have remained as chair of the RNC, I don't know if we would have won this cycle. And the RNC was a thankless fight. The RNC was a very difficult endeavor for us. We made a lot of enemies. In fact, the leadership of the RNC backstabbed me. They tried to destroy me. They leaked stories against me. They did everything they could to try to take out Turning Point. Turns out they were very unsuccessful, quite unsuccessful. NBC News reported at the time, conservative activist Charlie Kirk helped oust Ronna McDaniel at the RNC. Now the knives are out for him. Very few people were willing to take the stands and get in the arena and to try to remove the proven loser, Ronna McRomney. And Ronna McRomney remained as chair all after the 2022 midterms. But we said no. All through 2023, we knew she had to go. We knew that we needed to launch a grassroots campaign. Again, the president made the ultimate decision, and he deserves the credit for that, removing Ronna and then putting in Michael Whatley and Laura Trump, a terrific, a monumental upgrade. We had so many people warning us against this fight. Charlie, this is a big fight for you. You're going to make a lot of enemies. I said, so what? People that were in business with me. People telling me that they knew better. Yeah, they didn't. Honestly, I'll never forget that. People trying to tell me that, oh, we know better than you. And no, actually, you were wrong. And this audience was right. The grassroots of this show was correct in saying we have to remove Ronna McRomney. And we decided to ignore all the cautionary tales because we needed an RNC that was equipped to win. And by the way, the RNC run by Ronna, they did every dark arts, let's just say, move you could do to try to cancel us, to smear us. Every scheme you could imagine. They were more worried at trying to take out Charlie Kirk and Turning Point than run the RNC. But we knew because of you in this audience, there was a 99% support to get rid of Ronna. 99%. And they spent more energy beating us than trying to beat Democrats. Well, it turns out the removal of Ronna McRomney was critical. That the removal of Ronna McRomney was a foundational first step to the win we just had. And all of you that traveled to our Restoring National Confidence Summit in Vegas, do you have an idea of what we did? We were the only organization that was willing to plan our own RNC winter meeting simultaneous with the actual RNC winter meeting, which was the most brazen thing we could do. But we were not just going to sit idly by and allow this to happen. With 75 key GOP Republican chairs plus state chairs using our data, using our application. We were in Vegas doing that work. And a lot of other organizations said, well, that's a little too close to the sun for us. We're afraid to pick that fight. Well, we weren't. We leaned right into the arena. And Ronna got removed, which was a massive victory for the grassroots and dramatically improved President Trump's chances. And from there, a year ago, again, January of 2024, we still looked like a movement in exile. Donald Trump won in Iowa, won in New Hampshire, but was he really going to be able to build this grassroots movement? It turns out that this year is a year that only happens once in many, many lifetimes. And throughout the hour, we're going to recap a lot of other things. The campus tours, the virality, the selection of J.D. Vance as vice president of the United States. Butler, Pennsylvania, leading all the way up until the last 90-day push where all of you chased ballots, where all of you registered voters, where all of you in this audience said no to the naysayers and you got into the game. And this is a year that we'll never forget. and that we must cherish, we must remember, that we must reflect, we must go through. And of course, finally, we are going to say thank you to God, because I believe the hand of God was evident and apparent all throughout this last year. That God had a plan and that we were just small little actors and instruments for his divine will and his purpose.